hate doing this. Anyway, hi. My name is Gabby. I have Chipotle. That's all. I have Chipotle most days, so that's not really different. I thought I would eat with y'all and talk about veganism, because I am vegan, in case you didn't know that. Even though the only person who's gonna be saying this is my professor. Probably. So, I'm gonna eat and talk about why I'm vegan. So, there we go. I got a bowl. It is brown rice, sofritas, which if you did not know, is tofu, and they're delicious, and lettuce. I'm a simple girl, and I love Chipotle. So, I'm gonna tell you a little story. Almost 2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to go vegan. And because of that, my life and my relationship with food has gotten so much better. Now, I still have my issues. We all do. It's my senior year of high school, and my freshman year of college, but mostly high school, I suffered from a binge eating disorder. And I gained 100 pounds. It was a very dark time in my life. I basically started binge eating an insane amount and hiding it from everyone. I'm not going to go into the details of my binge eating disorder, but I suffered from that for about 2 years. I've had a negative relationship with food my entire life, but the actual binge eating, I would say, lasted mostly those 2 years, the majority of senior year of high school and some of freshman year of college. And freshman year of college, I moved out of my house. I lived with my best friend for about 2 years. And in that time, I made the decision that I wanted to go vegan. So I've always loved animals, and it's something that I've thought about since I was very young. But I was never able to do it because I lived with my family and I thought it would be difficult with groceries and all that, blah, blah, blah. Excuses for years. And so when I moved out, I realized that I had no excuse anymore. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go vegan. I went fully vegan in March of 2019. Went vegetarian in September of 2018. So I was vegetarian for a few months, and then I went fully vegan. And in that time, my relationship with food changed like that. I can't really explain it. Basically, the only thing that it boils down to is I fell in love with the idea of food again, and food was no longer a bad thing. Food wasn't a thing that I did in secret, and it was something that I was excited to learn more about. So because of that, the binge eating just kind of stopped. It was already on a downhill trek. I wasn't eating because I was sad. I wasn't eating because I was bored. I wasn't eating because I felt guilt. I wasn't eating for any of those reasons. I was eating because I loved vegan food. When I went vegan, I realized a drastic shift in the way that I looked at food. I think that's where the biggest change happened, is I no longer looked at food as something that was evil, which is crazy to me, because I never thought that something as simple as changing what I was eating and the way that I was eating and changing my approach to food, I didn't think that would, I don't want to say fix, she's still got issues. I didn't think that would help. I didn't think that was something that was going to make my relationship with food the way that it is now. Because I love food. I really do. This slaps. I'm not saying that people who have an eating disorder need to go vegan because it's gonna help, because that's not true. It helped me, but it's not gonna help everyone. To explain binge eating disorder just a little bit, it's more of a mindset issue where you think food is a comfort, or you eat food when you feel guilty, you eat food when you're bored, you eat food when you're sad. It is a comfort thing because your relationship with food is so skewed, and you don't see food as something that you need to survive. You don't see food as something that's for your pleasure. You see it as something that you have to indulge in. And I'm not here to educate you on eating disorders because, quite frankly, I only know my own experience. What I do know is that being vegan changed the way I see food. And it changed my life. And it sounds super corny and it sounds cheesy, whatever. It really did change my life. Because I can appreciate food on a completely different level than I used to be able to. If I were to tell 18, 17-year-old Gabby that she wouldn't be hiding candy bar wrappers in her book bag, and she wouldn't be eating 4 to 5 meals a day in secret, all because I went vegan, I never would have believed me. Like, in high school, I ate 4 to 5 meals a day, like full meals, in secret. I don't like to think about it too often because it was a very dark time in my life. Like I said, going vegan really did save me from making it worse, because I very easily could still be binge eating on the regular. And like when I went vegan, it also like helped me start to understand my eating disorder better, because I wouldn't even call it what it was for the longest time. I didn't start calling it an eating disorder until I decided to go to therapy. Hee hee. I'm just kidding. I love therapy. Therapy was one of the best decisions I ever made, as well as going vegan. Going vegan helped me in ways that I never would have imagined. Being vegan is one of the best decisions that I ever made. For myself personally. And, you know, my job as a vegan is not to judge people who aren't vegan, is not to attack people who aren't vegan. Every single person in my life eats meat. I am the only vegan that I know. So, as a vegan, it is not my job to attack people for the choices that they make. It is my job to share my story and to try to educate people the best that I can about the benefits of veganism and the harmful activities and the cruelty that happen within the meat and dairy industry. That is my job. If I educate people and then they still decide that they want to eat meat, that's up to them. That is not my job. I can't force that lifestyle onto anyone. But with all that being said, I want to encourage people. That's my entire mission in my entire life. It has been forever. I want to encourage people, no matter what it is. And so if me opening up about my eating disorder, or opening up about the reasons that I went vegan and the things that it helps me with might help someone else, that is why I do what I do. And that was my final bite. I'm gonna end the video here because I've been filming for over 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut this down. I want to encourage everyone who might be watching this, even if it's just my professor. Going vegan was the best decision I ever made. And I hope that me sharing my story will make an impact in some way on someone's life. So, with that being said, I'm gonna head out. I hope you enjoyed my story. I hope you enjoyed eating with me, even if you didn't eat. If you did eat, that's pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I get an A on this project. Goodbye.